My name is Mwau'L Womb. I'm also known as L in SensethePoint, and I'll be starting off this day for you all. I am a multimedia designer and performance artist advocating the Zeitgeist movement. And I've been in the movement for a while, but I wasn't at last year's Z-Day. But from what I heard, there were people that walked away not knowing what the Z stood for. So it stands for Zeitgeist, and the Zeitgeist movement is who are hosting this event. And sort of to explain this even more, I wanted to give a short presentation that sort of highlighted the main points of the Zeitgeist movement in a really concise way. So I'm about to jump into that. But just one more addendum. Usually people say when you do presentations to just do a picture or short, simple words or pretty much anything other than what you're going to say. But I'm actually going to be the opposite of that. I'm going to do exactly what I'm saying in the presentation so you have options, because I feel like this information has merit. You can either read it, you can listen to me, you can watch it, because there'll be a path to the process. So if you don't want to read it, if you just want to observe it, that's fine too. And yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just do whatever you need to do to integrate this information, hopefully. So let's jump into it. So, there are three general stances to the Zeitgeist movement. The outer stance, which is represented by the, or for me. The inner stance, which is represented by Zeitgeist. And the over stance, which is represented by movement. So to go into this deeper, the outer stance is what we as a movement express and focus on most outwardly. That being the natural law resource-based economy. So if you walk away from this presentation or this day really with only two ideas in mind, please let them be the Zeitgeist movement and the natural law resource-based economy, because those are really the most important terms in my mind, and I think in a lot of people's minds that are in the movement. So, what we focus on most outwardly is the fact that as opposed to our current monetary market system, we have the evolutionary capacity for a natural law resource-based economy. A natural law resource-based economy is a process of sustainable, efficient, and self-sufficient resource management that integrates what we know globally and what we can create locally directly into our socioeconomic design. Now, just warn you really quick, this is going to get a little funky, so if you get motion sickness easily, don't pay attention. All right, so sustainability is in relationship to what we know globally, and that being engaging with the earth as the macroorganism that it is, by integrating into a central database with mass redundancy, of course, all current understandings of natural laws, scientific theories, and states of global resources. That's sustainability in reference to what we know. Efficiency is in reference to what we can create. That being directly applying, absent of any system of exchange, no money, no gifting, no bartering, current technology to all relevant aspects of society, manufacturing, labor, etc. And self-sufficiency is in relationship to our designs. Designing local environments like the microorganisms that they are, referencing our previous processes of global awareness and technical feasibility at every step of resource acquisition and product development on an individual and collective scale. So what this means for you is that there would be no system of exchange that would stand between you and the resources of the earth. The only qualifying factor, the only qualifying factor for access would be the degree of sustainability and efficiency of that resource that you're wanting to access, determined by way of the processes already built into this model. So, the inner stance, which I said is represented by Zeitgeist, is what actions we take, what processes as a movement we embody. That being, we shift the Zeitgeist to one aware of an NLRBE, which is what I'm doing right now. So, we experiment to expose with various kinds of expressions in diverse environments that align with different aspects of an NLRBE, natural law resource-based economy, so that people know, are aware of, a truly holistic alternative to work towards when they experience personally the biopsychosocial pressures we all experience collectively, or we all are experiencing collectively. And our overstance as a movement is what information implications we stand upon and allow to propel us. So that being the urgency of the movement. And I just want to really bring this out when we make connections between this overstanding, the urgency of the movement, and our outer standing, what we express most outwardly, what we focus on, that natural law resource-based economy. Do you have a question? Okay. And we make connections in the same way that you make connections between your ubiquitous bodily self as you walk and the ground as you walk. That is, we make connections between this urgency and the solution that we're offering in an organic, fluid, and temporal way. So I'm basically saying our focus is the solution. We are a solution-oriented movement. We talk about the issues, referencing them, but that isn't our focus. Our focus is the solution. So the urgency of the movement, the implications that we perceive are when we understand the implications of a system that ignores sustainability, ignores efficiency, and ignores self-sufficiency. And I think one of the easiest ways to really highlight how this system ignores these things is when you think about the definition of economy. So economy literally defines as management of the house, no me of the eco. And so when you consider that our current monetary market system wastes, with its infinite growth, consumption for profit, is wasting resources, wasting the resources of the house, it's not an economy, it's an anti-economy. So for me, when I think of the monetary market, I never say the monetary economy. If anything, I would say the monetary anti-economy or the monetary system that's running the earth. So I think just knowing that really highlights its irrelevancy. So in a system like this, where advancing technologically means unemployment in a society where we have to sell ourselves for resources to survive, and making technology that's obsolete and wasteful is profitable in order to compete in the market and inspire multiple purchases, we see that our current system is actively slowing down our evolution and speeding up our extinction. So, we in the Zeitgeist movement know that it's time to change, there's another way, and the only way that it will even begin to be possible is when enough people know about it, put forward effort to understanding it, and envision and embody the processes towards this new way for as many other people as possible. So we invite anyone intrigued by this information, wanting to learn more, and wanting to support our collective evolution with mass awareness campaigns like this one, to join the movement.